Not natty because he claims he's not, but he has a natty physique.
Okay, I have to say though, Aldora saying that David Lade has a natty physique. What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be reacting to a video from Hussein Farhat where he did natty or nots on people with Greg Doucette and Aldura. And I'll have you know, I actually met these three guys at the Toronto Pro. It was a freaking great experience. So we're basically bros now. So I thought, why don't I react to this video and also give my opinion on all these natty or nots? And I'm just putting it out for the record, Hussein Farhat, I believe 100% natural. Don't have 100% proof. It's just my opinion. That's what I believe. Met up with the guy in person. You're probably thinking I'm biased because I met up with him in person. I really like the guy and I think he's amazing. So that's probably true, but I also think the research supports it. So whatever, that's that out of the way. Let's get into their video.
We're gonna start. First one is Simeon Panda. I'm gonna pull up a picture for every
Don't
single
need a picture, he's not natty.
Greg said it best. Nothing to say there. Not natty.
one. Tristan Lee.
Not natty.
Not natty.
You too?
Yeah,
you
not
know him?
natty. Yeah, not natty.
Not natty.
He was for a while, but not anymore.
36 pounds of muscle in like whatever month.
Yeah, I also have to agree, Tristan Lee, not natural. I watched the Greg Doucette video where he was basically, you know, Mike Israetel and Jared Feather were training him and whatever, and he put on 36 pounds of lean contractile tissue within like a couple months, and this is not newbie gains anymore. He's already been training for a long time, so there's no way that you can just all of a sudden make those gains really fast. So definitely I'm going not natural. Got nothing against the guy. I think he's got a great physique, but sorry bro, you ain't natty.
Mike Thurston.
Not natty.
Can you pull his pictures up?
You don't need a picture. It's Mike Thurston. Mr. Thirst himself. Mr. Delicious.
That's him.
Red shorts, Mr. Bees. That's him right now, by the way. Not natty.
Yeah, again.
I'm going to stick with mostly peptides and just HRT. Low test.
Massive. No, yeah, I would say
HRT test, 250 milligrams or less.
300.
The peptide.
I would definitely go not natural on Mike Thurston as well. Guy has such an incredible physique. Now, I don't think he's probably blasting like a shit ton. I like he said, you know, he'd probably be holding more water and this and that. So I definitely think if he is on, it might just be peptides or HRT, something like that. Maybe a higher dose of HRT, but guy's got a fantastic, phenomenal physique. It's really hard to believe he's natural, so I would go not natty.
Julian.
Yeah, that was the next one.
The reason for that is because Julian sent me, because I'm getting him into his blood work to prove he's natural. And so they sent me so far the urinalysis, and it tested for Molly, amphetamines, and cocaine. So he passed that. I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't test your steroids. So I'm waiting for the blood work before I decide.
Okay, so
So I
Julian.
want to believe he's natural, but until I see the blood work, it's not looking good.
Yeah, Julian, I've seen this kid. He made that video training with Larry Wheels. I mean, obviously, Greg's going to review the blood work, and that will tell us quite a bit. But if I'm just looking at him, I'm absolutely saying not natural. Guy is freaking massive. He's young. And he's like, when in that video with Larry Wheels, he was like looking just as big as Larry Wheels. And for being natural, I don't think it's possible. His triceps look freaking ridiculous. It's absolutely nuts. Unless we're injecting in some synthol and stuff, I don't freaking know. Bro is way too big. I'm definitely going not natural.
There you go. Alex Eubank before he admitted.
No,
SARMs.
because of the video.
Yeah, Alex Eubank, I also don't believe. Greg made a video before where he was possibly on enclomiphene, and there were text messages in him, you know, promoting steroids and telling people what to do with it, or I don't know if it was steroid, like SARMs and shit like that. So I'm going not natural. Obviously, he's actually admitted now that he's not natural, but he still claims before that he was. So I would have to go not natural on that as well.
Joe Frazier.
Not Natty.
I don't know who that is.
Not Natty?
Not
But
Natty.
why?
He's 6'3", another guy.
You're going to see him and you're going to say Natty. You get nothing against you, Joe. But
Why? Because of how much muscle he put on in a short period of time. And if you watch the 2 videos I did on him, explaining why, you would have all the answers.
I'd also go Joe Frazier, not natural. Like Greg says, you know, he put on muscle really fast and then he loses it. When people, you know, build muscle and they're natural, you don't just randomly lose shit. When you build lean contractile tissue, when you're natural, I mean, your body worked real freaking hard to keep it there. I mean, it's quite difficult for it to actually break down. Even if you only train like half-ass or whatever, you can keep a lot of, like, if you want to maintain, let's say you're just completely happy with your physique and you don't really want to go to the gym that much anymore or whatever, you don't want to work out, maybe you're focusing more on cardio, you can probably, if you do like just cut down on your volume drastically and maybe do 1 or 2 really hard sets per muscle every week, you can probably maintain a shit ton of that. Yeah, maybe slowly but surely over the course of the rest of your life you'll start losing, but that's also just because you're getting older. You can maintain muscle as a natural way easier. Now, if you hop on steroids and you build a shit ton of muscle and then you come off, obviously you're gonna lose a shit ton of muscle. So Joe Frazier, that's basically what's happening. Now, the physique he has, I think it's definitely achievable naturally. It's just, did he achieve it naturally? And that is what I don't think he did.
David Lade.
I don't know who that is.
Let me show
Not
you.
Natty. He's admitted he's not Natty.
Very, very natural.
Oh, okay, the peptides, you mean?
Let me just see this picture.
Yeah, here it is. David Lade.
David Lade, it's self-explanatory. He's admitted to taking peptides. Peptides are banned. The peptides he has taken are banned by WADA, which means, in my opinion anyway, and I think for the majority of people, if you take something that's banned by WADA, that's the World Anti-Doping Agency, that's considered not natural for the majority of people. Now, Aldura thinks that, you know, taking peptides and stuff are natural or whatever, but I gotta disagree with that. If you take anything banned by WADA that'll make you fail a drug test and shit like that, then I don't think you're natural. So David Lade, self-explanatory, he's admitted to that stuff, so he's not natty.
Not natty because he claims he's not, but he has a natty physique.
Okay, I have to say though, Aldura saying that David Lade has a natty physique, I mean, holy shit, he's probably got 0.1% genetics. Like, really? That's, like, most people on juice will not look as good. The majority will not look as good as David Lade. Yes, his physique, if you have the supreme, the top, the Sebum genetics, then sure, maybe Sebum could have looked as good as David Lade as a natural, but I mean, how many freaking people can do that naturally? Like, hardly anyone. I mean, I think most people, anyway, if you look at David Lade, they're gonna, if I just pull off random Joe Blow off the street or whatever, and I ask him, hey, do you think this guy's taking any steroids, SARMs, whatever, blah, 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 steroids, drugs, whatever, to look like that, majority of people are definitely saying no. He definitely doesn't look like he has a natty physique. Not saying he could, not saying people can't achieve that naturally, but it's so damn rare to do that naturally. Now, possibly Hussein Farhat,
1 in a...
A million.
1 in a million.
guy has the genetics to do that. I mean, arguably, he already looks just as good. I can't freaking lie. I met this guy in person. We both trained for 3 years, and I'm getting absolutely mogged by this bro in a tank top. Look at the freaking arms. Look at them. He's got 2 of my arms in one of his. I mean, yeah, my arms are my freaking weakness. It's my worst body part, but jeez. Bro's jacked.
Jeff Seed, next
Jeff
one.
Seed, you must know who he is.
No, not natty.
Okay, you know him.
Yeah.
He's 15 pounds smaller now than he was 10 years ago, but he's natural. Lifetime natty.
Yeah, and he also competed, Jeff Seed competed in the Olympia and whatever, like, bro, if you're in the Olympia, you're not freaking natural, okay? Like, shut up. No, you're not. No, no, no. And also, yeah, like, he's smaller now. You don't lose muscle getting into your 30s and shit. That doesn't, no. Unless you were taking steroids and then you stopped taking steroids, which is probably what happened, because now, you know, he's competing in all these natural organizations and stuff, and I do believe because of that, I do think he is natural right now, but definitely not a lifetime. Not Natty.
Tennyson.
Will Tennyson,
We
natty.
know he's natty.
Natty.
Obviously, no. Will Tennyson is natural. Peak. Not. I'm not insulting Will by saying why'd you put him on the list, because if a random person saw Will, they would probably say he's not natural because his physique is that good. But I think pretty much there's no debate. Everyone thinks Will Tennyson's natural. Now, if nobody knew who he was and he just popped out of the blue, everyone would say he's not natural because his physique is that great, but natural.
Natty.
Come
Okay.
on, son. All right, me.
Natty. Come on. 2 blood works passed in a row. Come on.
Jeff Nippard.
Natty.
Natural.
Natty.
Lifetime natty.
Okay, Chris Harrier.
Lifetime natty.
I have no
Chris
idea
Harrier
what
as well.
that is.
Let me
He's
show
got tattoos and he does aerobics.
Calisthenics, Greg. When I first started working out, that's all I did. I would always do the Chris Harrier workouts, you know, 10-minute chest workout and shit like that. And yeah, it worked for a little while, but you know, when you get more advanced and shit like that, you gotta, you know, now I'm training. I used to only do calisthenics, and that was my big thing. I wanted to be really good. I wanted to do the full planche and shit like that, but now bodybuilding's the goal, and doing weights is just simply a lot better for building muscle, because it's much easier, progressive overload and stuff like that. So yeah, we just went through some naturals. Hussein, Will, Jeff Nippard, Chris Harrier, they're all freaking natural. Obviously, they all have great physiques, but they are natural.
Who?
Shizzy would be not natty in the past and natural now.
Oh shit! I've done a video on him too.
He's done videos on everyone, but he doesn't know that.
Okay, no, that's not
He
natural.
does all these videos.
No.
And he's tall too.
He's natural now, I think.
No, this picture not natural.
That's October. Like, he doesn't post a lot, so this is now. This is
Show me.
March.
I think he's natty now.
Shizzy, I don't actually know too much about. I remember watching videos that Greg posted prior on Shizzy, but I mean, I'm just looking at his physique, and I'm gonna say not natural, so I don't really remember what the blood works from Greg's video showed and stuff, but he's saying not natty, so I'm gonna say not natty either. I mean, if I just looked at him and I didn't know who he was, I would say not natural, so not natural. Alright, and that's their video. So I did skip over like 1 or 2 people who I really just didn't know anything about. I don't really want to comment or give my opinion on someone who I literally know nothing about. Again, Shizzy, don't really know too much, so maybe don't listen to that one. But hey, this is just what I think. No hate to any of these guys. I think these guys all have tremendous physiques, and they all, regardless of if they're natural or not, you have to train really hard. You have to lock in the diet, so hard work always goes into everything. And just for the record, I am natural. I know it's not that hard to tell, you know, I'm not exactly a behemoth like Hussein Farhat myself, getting absolutely mogged. But that's the video, guys. No hate towards anyone. Just thought I'd react to it. Fun little video. So thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, make sure to smash that like button. I have an accounting exam tomorrow, so I gotta get to studying, but I will see you in the next one. Peace.